Breaking your word, even just once, can oftentimes outweigh all the times you've kept your word and may permanently affect your life if you're not careful. During my junior year of college, I had a full plate of responsibilities. I was taking 18 credits and was constantly studying throughout the night. At the same time, I was caring for family while also trying to complete an impossible amount of requirements to join various college organizations while having just been given the title of pledge class president for a fraternity that I was rushing. The endless cycle of headaches seemed never ending, yet I stayed committed, consistently telling myself I can handle more. Amidst all this chaos, I got invited to a family wedding. Despite my exhaustion, I knew how happy everyone would be to see me there, so I accepted. However, on the day of the wedding, as I rushed home to get my suit ready, I found myself caving to my sleep-deprived brain in the form of a 5-minute nap. When I woke up from that nap, I was surprised to find 17 missed calls and an endless amount of text messages from friends and family asking me if I was okay. As it turns out, my 5-minute nap turned into a 5-hour slumber, and I had missed all but the last 10 minutes of the reception. I tell this story because what my dad told me following this incident has stuck with me ever since. He said, "Son, your word means everything, and you only get one reputation. People are going to expect you to keep your word, and when you say you're going to do something, you do it." At first it seemed so simple and obvious, as he's made similar comments like this all throughout my adolescence. However, as I started to think about it now as a young adult, and truly tried to understand the implications of what he was saying on a deeper level, I began to realize that my subconscious beliefs towards reliability and commitment were skewed. I had always valued my commitments to others, but until then, I just assumed that the world would give me a pass for falling short so long as I had a good reason. It felt like as long as the people or person forgave me for breaking my word, then no harm was done. However, in reality, I couldn't have been further from the truth. The world does not give passes for anything. Everyone pays a price for everything they do without exception. If you give your word to someone and then break it, the world will not understand. The world will not praise you for trying your best. As far as the world is concerned, you said you would do something and you failed. Now, this doesn't mean we must be perfect. Life happens. Things get in the way. But it's about following through and understanding that unexpected challenges don't exempt us from doing all that we can do to honor our commitments. It's the difference between somebody who calls off work when they're sick and somebody who calls off work but does all they can do to fulfill the requirements despite being sick. Maybe by finding somebody to fill in for them or by working from home. Empathy doesn't fix reliability. People may understand your situation and why you fell short, but it doesn't restore the confidence in your reliability and the damage done to your reputation. Just like how even though everyone at the wedding said it was no big deal, I could still hear the hurt in my mother's voice as she came to terms with the fact that her son let her down. Being forgiven didn't undo the harm caused to her and my reputation. So now I'm going to pull back and go over the key reasons as to why you should hold yourself to the highest possible standard with regard to being a man or woman of your word. And the first reason is that trust is fragile. Trust is like a delicate glass sculpture. It takes time and effort to build, but it can shatter with just one wrong move. No matter how many times you've proven yourself reliable in the past, just one incidence of unreliability can cause that trust to fracture, sometimes irreparably. So make sure you do your absolute best to follow through on everything that you say you're going to do. Memory bias. The human memory tends to emphasize negative experiences over positive ones, whether we like it or not. That one time you let somebody down can linger in their brain far longer than any time you came through for them. Professional ramifications. In the professional world, a single breach of trust can have severe consequences. If you're one of the many people nowadays who wants to be an entrepreneur, then your word truly does mean everything. If you don't set a standard of reliability and follow through, it can damage your reputation, jeopardize career opportunities, destroy trust with colleagues, clients, and employers, all of which will make every single one of your career goals 1,000,000 times harder. And then finally, loss of credibility. Your credibility is going to take a hit when you fail to keep your word, regardless of the reasons behind it. Others may question your reliability and ability to follow through on future commitments if you don't set a proper foundation of trust. You'll find that everyone will undermine your credibility and authority when you actually want to go out and make things happen. So the next time you say you're going to do something, make sure you go above and beyond to set a standard of following through with your commitments, because it will undoubtedly change your life.